even don't have the money to take their children to school, so they want to have them at home. It's not the best. That's why, you see, the basic education should be provided. One, the ability or the affordability must be there so that everybody can access education. Then the security too should be improved. Although of late, I think the government is doing something, but their best may not be good enough, but they are doing something better than the previous time.
And this is coming from, I think it should be a former resident electoral commissioner in Guinea. Politicians, we find difficult to rig 2023 elections.
Oh, yes. Well, given what they have put in place, although you never can underrate them, you never can underrate politicians. It's because if you try to go this way, they go the other way. So, but the mechanism, the devices that have been put in place, for example, you vote and the results get into the server and there it goes. So it is not then bimodal accreditation. That too will help. So hopefully, if it is properly manned, you get something good out of it.
You get something good out of it. Second anniversary, police tear gas NSAS protesters at Lekki Tollgate.
Yes, yesterday. Well, I don't know why you still have to go through that route again.
Was it be tear gas?
That's
peaceful protest.
Peaceful protest. That's what. Well, I think we must find a way to do some of these things. Because 20th October has become a symbol of the day that some Nigerians were gunned down because of the oppression.
Allegedly gone down.
Well, allegedly gone down, but is it?
Because
well, I agree. Lawyers, I know.
It's still debatable.
Well, there have been reports. Well, let's use the word allegedly, fine. But those who the victims, lawyers. Okay, so now allegedly gone down. Thank you. So we have to find a way out, and more importantly, the lessons of the NSAS. We have to imbibe it as a people, as a government.
As a people, as a government. And this is on a very sad note. Under both mishap claims 15 lives in Sokoto.
Wow, wow. The rate at which, well, we only hope and pray.
The flood.
The flood, the flood. Wow. In fact, I think about 36 states are affected, 33 out of 36 are affected.
Even places where we used to call desert.
Honestly, we are all affected. Jigawa, Sokoto, Yobe, everywhere. Okay, let us pray to God, but we too on our own, we should do the needful. We should do the needful.
Shall we go to the front page of Daily Sun? Daily Sun is what says, Constitutional Review. House of Assembly speakers fight back. And this rider accused Omar Agege of blackmail, misleading Nigerians. Blackmail?
Well, you see, according to Omar Agege, he said they have sent the review to the states. I know the states too have to approve them. To trust majority of them, which means 24 of them out of 36 must approve.
And the 711 has concurred.
So I don't know where the blackmail comes in. So the 11 have done, the others are yet to do. They also need to do it, about 13 more to get the tutors. So I don't know where the blackmail comes in. But you see, the fact of the matter is that the houses of assembly are under the pockets of their governors. So if the governors have not given them the go-ahead, the green light, they can hardly do something.
They can hardly do something. Now, these other ones, we just spoken about flood. Flood. U.S. commits $1 million in emergency humanitarian aid to Nigeria.
Oh, yes. I think it's needful, it's helpful, because some people are, in fact, farms have been submerged, houses have been submerged, a lot of people are living in IDP camps. Wow, it's wonderful. So, not only if the U.S. is doing that, what are our governments, the various state governments involved doing? The presidential candidate of Labour Party, Obedient, that's Peter Obi, was in Benue yesterday to give them 5 million. Well, you might say it's too small, but it's something. So let all the presidential candidates also commit themselves. If we can buy a presidential fund for 50 million, 100 million, we should spare some amount for these hapless Nigerians.
So on the front page of Daily Sun, and this from the national chairman of APC, Adamu Abdullahi, said APC, Bruno left 7.5 billion naira legal debt, bloated staff.
Well, I don't know why that should be a topic for this thing now. Well, you see, this...
Don't forget, the national chairman addressed the media. It seems to be a word press conference yesterday.
Yes, I know. I even talk about the composition of the... But what I'm saying is that this should be an internal issue. It's not meant for Nigerians. Then you see, this idea of coming out to the public, when the government too came in, Jonathan left this debt, Jonathan did... No, you see, the whole essence of leadership is that when you come into power, you try to redeem it. That is why you were made a leader in the first instance. So if you are now coming to tell us the problems, and I don't think that is good enough. Look, and that is why till tomorrow, one of the people, there were two people that were given national honors recently by the president that I cherish. One, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, at a former VC Unilaw, and JAM registrar. When he got to JAM and he saw the mess, he didn't cry out, he didn't do anything. He did the needful. He deployed technology. And since JAM establishment in 1978 till 2016 when he took over, all the registrars were able to remit 50 million. Within 5 years, Oloyede was able to give federal government 30 billion. And in fact, this year he even went to the National Assembly telling them that if they allow him to charge 5,000 naira per form instead of 3,000 naira, the government does not need to even donate any money to JAM. Give
him allocation. JAM doesn't need allocation.
JAM doesn't need allocation. You understand what I'm saying? Though they have not. Now there's another man, one imam, Abdullahi.
Is it Bauchi?
No, he's from Bauchi, but it was in Plateau State. That he saved about 300 Christians. So those people, you see, we should try to honor people that, and in fact, if I have my way, I'm sorry to say this, if I have my way, one of the people I want to be given national honor in Osun State is the Orango of Okela, Oba Adedo Kumbolani. I don't know the man from Adam, but I have attended three occasions with him, incidentally at NUJ, and the man will leave Okela and get to Osogbo, and the organizers will not be ready. How God?
Well, we pray, we imbibe the spirit of the time and discipline. This point, we are going to the front page of the point. 10.7 trillion naira budget deficit. Government may sell TBS, NIPPS, 25 key assets. And with this data, no bidders yet. We have register of assets, BPE. And this other says government NNPC value estimated at over 30 trillion naira. And government will be transparent in the same process, say experts.
Well, you see, because we don't trust our government, anything that comes from government, we are suspicious. Now, TBS, Tafawa Balewa Square, that was where the national flag was hoisted while the Union Jack was lowered. Now, the question is, since federal government left Lagos, what has become of that property?
The TBS.
The TBS. Now, if it's lying down fallow, then why can't we sell it? But the problem is that who is going to sell it? Who are they going to sell it? Just like the power holding, NEPA, or whatever you call it. They sold it to themselves, and today we have problem. So if they are going to sell it in a decent way, and it will generate revenue for us, and we are not going to borrow, I'll go for it. Because if it is there and just, like I had a cause to attend an occasion at the former National Assembly at TBS, and you see the whole place is decrepit. I mean, the whole place is the shadow of its own self. So let us use it judiciously. I'm for it if we have to sell it to generate money for the government. Yes, it's okay.
Let's go to the front page of Blueprint. British Prime Minister Truss quits, says I cannot deliver on the mandate.
Yes.
You see that kind of...
No, that you see, they are organized. He cannot. So she has stepped aside. The Conservatives are looking inward to have a successor. That's how it should be.
Yeah, but just wants to come back, and Kemi Bademo also. That's Yoruba person.
Yes. No, that is
what is this?
Yes, but if the party decides that it should be Kemi, so be it. No, that anybody that can do it. She felt she can't do it, so she has stepped aside. There's nothing wrong about that.
Then it says, there's this on the front page of Blueprint. It says, new Prime Minister to emerge October 28th. So close.
Oh, yes. Now, if he has decided to resign, to quit, so let somebody come in. There can be vacuum.
There can be vacuum.
Yes.
And shall we go to the front page of The Guardian? Mental disorder, how economic, security uncertainties, COVID-19 fuel numbers.
Oh, no, that's it. My brother, a lot of Nigerians have gone into depression. A lot. Look, you wake up, you have a family to cater for as a man, and you can't, and maybe you didn't wake up with even one dime, 1 naira. And these are responsibilities staring you in the face. For those who cannot withstand it, they commit suicide. But suicide is not the way, because God has not given unto us for us to take somebody's life, not to talk about our own life. And so suicide is not. But a lot of people are in depression. The economic situation, is so. Although it's not only in Nigeria, even in the US and the UK. But the difference is that we are more organized than we are here. That's the difference. But this COVID-19 unexpected, this Russia, Ukraine war too, has brought a lot of hardships to the whole world, not only Nigeria. But given the quantum resources we have and the fact that our leaders have not used it judiciously, that is what has compounded our problem.
Shall we go to the front page of the Telegraph? Banner headline 2023. Tinubu unveils 80-page Renew Hope Action Plan and the following riders as Buhari inaugurates APC President Campaign Council today. It says this is credit to the national chairman APC Adamu Abdullahi, says he can't speak for Osibajo, Amici others. Kalu 8th new campaign list debunks exclusion, and those are the new front page in the Telegraph.
Yes, 80-page renewed hope action plan. Fine. Now I hope he must have dissected the whole issues we have in the country and try to profile
the challenges
and try to profile solutions to them. I think that's what our campaign should be issue based rather than tantrums, rather than innuendos, rather than throwing brickbats and so on. So we need action.
That the country is being faced with no challenges.
Yes, then insult and other things. No campaign of calumny. No. So it's very good. Let's Nigerians examine it. And this time around, I think rather than what we did in 2015, there should be timelines for certain things. Within 1 year, he must tell us what he wants to achieve within 12 months, within 24 months. Buhari promised that every year he was going to build refinery. And for 7 years, we didn't see anything. Almost 8 years now, we didn't see anything. And nobody is saying anything. So this time around, you are going to tell us what you want to do, and you tell us the timeline. So that, and if there's any problem, you let the Nigerian know, okay, I wanted to build this, but because of this and that, I'm not able to. You have to,
instead of keeping
up. And you see, the constitution is so designed that it is only the National Assembly at the federal level and at the subnational level, the State House of Assembly, that will do this thing, that they have failed woefully. So this time around, during the campaign, you tell us what we want to do within the time you want to do it, so that people can assess you. At the end of your first year, 12 months, you meet the people again. I promise to do this, I promise to do that, I have done this, I have done that. Yes.
Shall we go to the front page of Nigerian Tribune? Above the nameplate, relief to states as National Economic Council set to review bailout repayment modalities. This is Committee on Flood Mitigation.
Yes, the committee flood mitigation is okay. Then also not deducting money from the state for now to give them relief is also good. The way out of the flooding, well, there's this allegation that a dam ought to have been built somewhere in that should be built. Then, as Nigerians too, in our own little way, we should not be throwing waste into the waterways. You know, sometimes we blame our leaders, but I've sat down and I ask myself, look, if I am what I am, if I get into power, it will be miraculous for me to change overnight. And so we blame our leaders, but these leaders come from within us. So that's the problem. We hope, and the leaders too have the responsibility to lead the people aright, and the followers too, we must follow them rightly. But all said and done, we all have a role to play in Nigeria too.
And this on the final note, quickly, still on the front page of Nigerian Tribune, this banner headline, Ayaku 2023 poll, crucial to Nigeria attaining its dream. Want Nigeria to vote for who will prioritize the revamping of governance system, the trade need for fewer federations unit, the sanitization of security system, ask country to look up to India.
Yes, India is has a greater population than us. They have more diversities, they have more religion, so we can learn from them. Now, secondly, among 2023 election, next year's general election is very, very crucial.
Just like Ayaku said.
Oh yes, it is, because some people are even saying, if you are not very careful, election may not take place in certain areas, and if it does not take place, that is too bad. Now, some people are even saying it will determine whether we will remain one country or not. But whatever it is, let us be prayerful and let us walk the talk, and then everybody should also do his little bit. You see, all these problems we talk about, yes, it is good enough to sit down here, criticize government, do this, but all starts from the home. At our home front, we are all leaders in our own way. In my house, what have I done to be a role model to my family? Am I being good enough? Now, if I am, and everybody does that, but parents have abandoned our responsibilities. So, not good enough, condemn and criticize, but we are also part of the problem.
We are also part of the problem, and we pray that parents will be okay to take care of their responsibility in the economic challenges. This is about the convenient time permits us to end this edition of Newspaper Today, Friday's edition, until some other time when our colleagues come away. Who's that, Abuela?
Thank you for having me, and have a nice weekend.
I want to say have a nice weekend. Good morning.
Thank you.